Hi there, this is Anne. We are having a snow day today, and appropriately, I just finished reading Snow Country by Yasunari Kawabata. So I thought I would do my first review about this book, and it might be a little bit more of just reaction since I just finished it, and I'm still like mulling things over, but yeah, we'll get started. So this book was well, the author was awarded the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1968, but this book actually came out in 1956, so quite a bit earlier, and I guess is pretty acclaimed because of this translation, which was done by Edward G. Seidensticker, which my book is telling me was a prominent scholar of Japanese literature. Pretty vague. Anyway, the book is basically about a man named Shimomura who's from Tokyo and is kind of tired of his life there and goes to visit the countryside on occasion. And there, in this particular village that he frequents, he meets a young girl who later becomes a geisha whose name is Komako. And this story is basically about their relationship and how they tried to connect with each other and do so with limited success, I would say. To be perfectly honest, I didn't really like any of the characters, and I didn't really like any of the plot. I don't have much background in Japanese culture or Japanese literature or anything like that, so I think that probably like inhibited my enjoyment of that particular facet of the book. But that's kind of just how I felt. I mean, like, none of them are likable. Like, Shimomura himself is always completely cut off from everything. He's not described very positively. He's described as an idler, and he has this weird obsession with purity and cleanliness, and we find out that he has a wife and a family back in Tokyo, and it seems like he's kind of just abandoned them because of whatever. And he kind of lives in like this fantasy world that he makes up for himself, and is really interested in Western ballet, even though he's never seen one. And so he kind of just like imagines for himself what Western ballet is like and never bothers to see if it's real or not, which is kind of how I feel he goes about his entire life. So that's Shimomura, and then Komako is also like unlikable in my opinion. I just never really understood what was going on with her because it seemed like she would have these temper tantrums, and like one minute she would be very loving and then the next she would get offended by something, and I didn't understand what she got offended by. So I don't know, their situation was just like never really clear to me. Oh, and then there's a third character who kind of plays an important role named Yoko, who Shimamura notices at the very beginning because she's very beautiful and she's sitting close to him in the train. But then it turns out that she and Komako are kind of rivals, and Komako doesn't like her at all, and Yoko, I don't know, Shimamura is like kind of attracted to her, and but Yoko, nothing ever happens with that, and I'm also confused as to her role in this situation. Um, anyway, so the plot and the characters just kind of left me confused in general, and I will be doing some research on my own to see if I can get a better understanding, because right now I don't know. But there definitely were some things that I liked about this book. I really enjoyed some of the imagery. It's called Snow Country, and so it takes place in the mountains in these like small, rustic, I guess, traditional villages in Japan. And I mean, there are these descriptions of, you know, like the mountains that are covered in snow and turn flaming red as the sun comes up, or in the fall, the maple leaves. And then also this traditional craft of making a certain type of fabric that's bleached by the snow, and it all like empirically sounds very beautiful. Um, yeah, one thing that kept on coming up was this image of something red on a white background, which I don't know if that was meant to evoke the Japanese flag or not, but that's kind of what kept coming to my mind. It would be like somebody's bright red lips on their white face that was covered in the geisha powder, or like the image of the sun reflecting on the snow, or something like that. So that was really enjoyable. And then one more thing that I thought was really interesting was the attention that was given to setting in descriptions, like how things were laid out, and then the lighting also, almost as if it were like for a theater piece or for a film or something like that. So I did enjoy that. Um, yeah, so I don't know. I still have, like I said, I just finished this like 15 minutes ago, so I still have many things to think about, which I will do. Do some research. I know I read this book for the International Reads Book Club on Goodreads, and I think that there are some people there who really like it. So I've been kind of holding back from reading what other people think or watching other people's reviews of this, but now that I'm done, I will, and hopefully if you have any thoughts on it, I would love to hear why you liked it or why you didn't like it, or anything else you have to say about it. I don't know. um, yeah, so that's all I will say about this. Thanks for watching.